Hey everyone, this is Virgil here, and today we have another Pokemon Omega Ruby Wifi Battle. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. The screen is cropped because I don't want to show you my Pokemon, my last Pokemon of this team. It's gonna be a surprise when the battle starts. So you can look at the team preview and say, oh, your brother has insane advantage in terms of strength or Pokemon wise, and I'm like, no, you're wrong. And you'll see in a second why. So basically I just called my brother and told him, hey, wanna battle? He said yes. I told him bring anything strong, and he was okay. So I brought... Yep, that's right, Groudon. So this is a Sun team based around Groudon, and the reason for that is I'm testing this team from a new secret series that I'm not gonna reveal up until now. But as you can see, it's a Sun-based team, so I've always wanted to try a good Sun team. The problem with Sun teams is that they're so weak to rocks. Like, Sun supports fire types, so fire types are automatically weak to rock. And then you have Ninetales and Charizard, which are also weak to rock. Charizard 2 times weak to rock and can't hold the heat rock or whatever. And Ninetales isn't really the most useful Pokemon, but Groudon is so perfect for Sun teams. So basically, I lose a lot of health. I know what you're saying. How could you waste your Groudon like that? But Groudon's main purpose is just to serve as sunset upper without being weak to rocks. So it will do that in the battle. I can just switch it in whatever I want to get the sun back. So basically it goes into Starmie, goes for Ice Beam. I am thick fat with Assault Vest. Now, funny thing about the name of Walrein, a funny story actually. Me and my brother used to think that it had Unaware, and we played with it like it had Unaware, even though it had Oblivious. So we were like, oh hey, Unaware, let's tank these +3 outrages from Dragonite, except that it didn't have Unaware. And it actually tanked the hits, and we weren't so impressed. We were like, how do you lose 70% from a neutral Dragon Claw, except that it was +1. Anyways, I go into Smile. I know I can wall him because in the Sun, Smile can get her attack to +1 and special defense to +1. So right now I have both attack and special defense boosted by the Sun. And I go for Sword Dance and then smack him with the Seed Bomb. I am not invested in attack at all. I'm especially defensive, and this does awesome damage. It's +2, so it's not that impressive, but at the same time, it's non-invested attack, and Slowbro is a physically defensive monster. So go for Seed Bomb. Right now, he knows to switch out. I can Seed Bomb anything on his team as he has no perfect switch-ins to my Seed Bomb. So it goes into his Zuko, which is the fire type, but as you all know, Darmanitan is not really bulky. It has a lot of HP just for recoil, but its defenses are pitiful. So Seed Bomb does 50%, which is awesome because this thing usually kills itself with recoil. As the sun goes away, I lose my my ability Flower Veil, or what it's called, Flower Gift, I think. So I go into my Unaware because it has thick fat, and hopefully I can take this Sheer Force boosted Flare Blitz, and I take it kind of well. And he switches out, goes into his Tyranitar, and honestly I expected to switch into Blissey, and I had rest, so I decided to make the double switch and go into my Groudon. Now I would have stayed in to keep the sun up and smack him with an Earthquake or go for a rest, since Groudon is faster than Tyranitar anyways. But I wanted to, I knew he would be the Mega because he doesn't have a Mega on his team, and this is the only potential Mega outside of Slowbro. And I go into Slowbro did evolve already, so I know he would evolve and get the sun up. So he does Mega Evolve. I sent my Flower, and there's a reason that I sent it. If you think that my Groudon is down and that this is a good game, you're gonna see something surprising this little thing can learn. So he goes for Earthquake. This Earthquake does around does decent damage considering that it's resisted and all. And then he decides to go for my brother decides to go for Dragon Dance, seeing this thing as it's not a threat, especially without the sun. My attack is halved or not boosted by 50%. But I have Healing Wish. If you don't know what Healing Wish does, it revives another Pokemon, gives it not revives it, restores it back to full health and removes any status condition. So we go into Groudon and we get back to full health as he Dragon Dance. Obviously he can't kill me because Groudon has monstrous defenses. So I get the sun up again, and he is forced to switch out. As I go for Earthquake, I am not invested in attack whatsoever. I did not touch my attack, and here comes Slowbro. And if you want to know how is this name pronounced, it's pronounced just a fun fact. Anyways, I go for Earthquake, and I think this Earthquake is 2-hit KO on this monster's Slowbro. So you just swing it and go for another one. I was hoping this one would kill. I'm like, come on. Except that it does not kill. And he goes for Slack Off. So he restores back to his, I mean, more than half. And I can't win 1v1 with Groudon. I wanted to slap Solar Beam on Groudon, but I was like, nah, it's just a support set with Dragon Tail, Stone Age, and Earthquake. Basically a physical wall. So going to my James Eater, because even if he burns me, I really don't mind. And I wouldn't think he would go for Ice Beam against the Groudon so early. I thought he would Slack Off. So at this point, I thought he would switch Tyranitar to trap me as I go for Solar Beam. So I went for Wither Ball, and Wither Ball attacks based on the Wither. So if Tyranitar came in, it would have been Ground type base 100 Ground type move, and it would actually hurt the Tyranitar around 40%, I think, or something. So, but this Blissey comes in, and Wither Ball does okay damage considering that it's Blissey. So I decided to switch out because no, actually I go for Knockoff because I know the best he can do is Ice Beam, and Ice Beam is not gonna kill me just yet, and I want to get rid of this leftovers. So he goes for Ice Beam, and Ice Beam gets a crit, which I'm not really sure if it mattered or not, but who cares? So James Eater goes down, unfortunately. I go into Mercedes, and I know that Zyad likes to use counter, so I can't allow him to go into Tyranitar as I protect and get my speed boost. So I just go for Surf. He can't counter, and also if he goes into Tyranitar, he will be hurt. And then I Mega Evolve and go for the Crunch. So yeah, Crunch will destroy the shit out of Blissey. Blissey does not have any physical defense whatsoever. So Blissey goes down, and I am in with my Sharpedo. He goes into his Tyranitar, knowing that I have only Surf, not Waterfall. So the Sand will protect him by 50%. Even the Sun would protect him as well. So I switch out. Kind of counterproductive here, but I really don't care. I wanted to use Sharpedo. So go into my Groudon and get the Sun Up back again because, like I said, I'm a physical wall. He makes the amazing and fantastic double switch, so he's actually really struggling to win this, seeing how Groudon is putting in real pressure and stopping Tyranitar from just wiping my team clean. So I decided to switch out because I don't want to stay in against this Slowbro. I already achieved that Earthquake is not going to kill it. And I go into my Unaware as he goes for Scald. And I have an Assault Vest, so I really don't mind that, and the Sun protects me. So I get burned, unfortunately, which actually it's not gonna change anything because I was planning to die here to get Sharpedo safely in. I don't want Sharpedo to be burned. So he goes into his Tyranitar and get the Sun Up. As I go for Water Pulse because I thought Water Pulse would be great to get the confusion and then go into my Sharpedo after this thing dies. But I don't get the confusion. Don't ask me why I have Water Pulse, because honestly, this thing lacks in moves. It does not have Freeze Dry, it does not have anything good. Maybe this is why Zyad switched out Slowbro, because he thought I would go for Freeze Dry, but actually, I did not. I don't even have Freeze Dry. This thing doesn't learn Scald, Ice Shard, or Freeze Dry. Come on, Game Freak, teach it something awesome. So I go for Surf, take him down to Red Hill. He did not expect the Surf, he only thought I had Water Pulse, seeing how, why would you carry 2 water moves? So he goes for Earthquake, taking down my Unaware. Even my Unaware wouldn't protect me from a +1 Dragon, +1 Earthquake. So going to my Duranitan, seeing I'm Scarfed and I'm naturally faster than T-Tower. I think if it was Jolly, he might have outsped. I'm not entirely sure, but thankfully he's not Jolly. So I go for, or maybe he's Jolly and Duranitan's just flat out faster, even Adamant. So going to Sharpedo, and he goes into his Starmie, and this was a nice bluff on his part because he does not have T-Bolt. He only has Psyshock and Scald according to him. So switch out, go into my Theocles because at this point Groudon isn't super useful with although I can destroy Duranitan 1v1, but I want to sack it because Sharpedo is the only thing that can kill the Slowbro, and Groudon is fully walled by Slowbro, so I don't mind if I died. Obviously he gets the I mean, unfortunately he gets the burn, but I don't think it mattered with Ice Beam. So obviously he goes for Ice Beam because the Sun is up and Scald is 50% weakened. Maybe they have like 10 difference in power. Anyways, goes into I go into my what do you call it? I'm sorry. Yeah, I go into my BAP, the Duranitan, and go for Flare Blitz. Obviously, the Starmie is not living no matter what the EV spread is, and maybe Max HP, Max Defense would live, so don't hold me on that. But I think it would die anyways. And then he goes into his Slowbro. Obviously, I went for Flare Blitz, even though he could have switched Slowbro, because I really don't think Slowbro can take 2 Adamant Flare Blitz in the Sun from Duranitan. I switch out, go into my Mercedes, hoping that I don't get burned. He does go for Scald, and it's weakened by the sun, so it's not gonna do much, and I don't get burned. I go for Crunch, and this does way too much considering that it's a Slowbro. It barely dies. He goes for another Scald, and this Scald doesn't do much, and I also don't get burned, which is awesome. But at this point, it doesn't matter really, because I can just go for a Crunch, and take this thing out. And right now, he goes into his Darmanitan, and he's Choice Scarf, so he's forced to lock himself into something. And I'm surprised that he didn't go for Flare Blitz, but he told me that Recoil would kill him from this range. I really don't think Recoil would have killed Darmanitan because it has awesome HP. And he goes for Superpower, taking me out, and he's choiced into Superpower. He's -1 attack, so I'm pretty sure my Darmanitan can live that if he wins the speed tie. But we're both running Adamant. But I think I did win the speed tie, and that was awesome because this will be good games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle, and yeah, see you later for my future secret series. See you later.